Hi, my name is Sue Riley. I work for the Terence Higgins Trust based in Brighton. I predominantly work on a project called Positive Voices, and that's going into schools and colleges, universities, workforces and the health profession to talk about HIV, to break down stigma and get rid of the misconceptions of HIV. I'm also HIV positive myself. I have been for 13 and a half years. I had just come out of a relationship of 18 months. We stayed friends and he got ill. The doctors didn't know what was wrong with him. He was back and forwards to the doctors on antibiotics for chest infections, throat infections and so forth. It got to the stage where he got so poorly he was admitted into hospital. It was on that time he was actually offered a HIV test and diagnosed HIV positive. And one of the last things he did say to me, and actually was begging, please go for a HIV test. Well, actually I did go for a test, and I remember going for that test, and I remember sitting in the waiting room. Moments later we got called in and we just got our bottoms on the seat, and the consultant came straight out with it, your results are back, you're HIV positive. And I heard a crying sound from one side of me. And as I turned around, it was my younger sister crying very quietly, mouthing the words, no, no, no. And I realised something then. HIV hadn't just come into my life that day, it had come into my family's life. And I wasn't expecting that. I've had relationships with other positive people. I've had relationships with negative people. I'm with my current partner. He's also HIV positive. Yeah, the future seems bright. So my involvement with the Terence Higgins Trust is I lead the Positive Voices programme that goes into all of our schools and colleges in Brighton and Hove and just outside, and doctors and nurses and that sort of thing, to break down stigma by talking frankly and honestly about HIV. But if we talk about THT as a whole, I mean, there's so many communities we support and represent. The Health Secretary has said he perceives by 2030 there will be zero HIV. Okay, we have to have an aim. Is it realistic? I'm not sure, but you know, there has to have an aim to work towards it, and I can assure you the Terence Higgins Trust will be helping towards that zero transmission by 2030. Now, we've been campaigning for quite some years to have compulsory SRE, that's, you know, sex and relationship education, age-appropriate education within our schools. Now, by 2020, that should be all rolled out into schools throughout the UK. We campaigned for quite some years for that. And another achievement where we took part in that. But what about, you know, the other things within the Terence Higgins Trust? You know, we support Pride, we campaign for Pride, we fundraise so people can walk freely and openly, and that takes work. Here's the thing. If you're having sexual relationships with anyone, one night, whatever, great, enjoy yourself, but have a think. When's the last time you had a HIV test, or have you ever had a HIV test? Have a think about it. HIV sits in every single community, whether it's the gay community, whether it's the heterosexual community, the BME community. We need to talk about HIV in every single community. That is the only way we're going to break down stigma for everybody.